Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna 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 Hai, Krishna 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 Rakshamam, Krishna 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 Pahimam, Krishna 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 Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rakshamam, Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Pachimam, Rama Raghava Krishna 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 Hai, Krishna 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 Hai, Krishna 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 Rakshamam, Krishna 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 Pahimam, Krishna 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 Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rakshamam, Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Pahimam, Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rakshamam, Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Pahimam, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare We welcome everyone for today's Sunday program. Today we are going to read from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter number 15. We're just doing the Kirtan and we'll continue the Kirtan for some more time. Next 5 minutes we'll continue the Kirtan. We would like to welcome all the friends who have just arrived and joined us online. So in the Kirtan, it's a call and response. So we have mantras on the screen. So you can recite the mantra with us. And then we glorify Krishna, Lord Ram's name. So there is a bhajan on your screen. Jai Govinda, Jaya Gopal, Keshava Madhava Dina Dayal. Jai Govinda, Jai Gopal, Keshava Madhava Dina Dayal. Jai Govinda, Jai Gopal, Keshava Madhava Dina Dayal. Jai Govinda, Jai Gopal, Keshava Madhava Dina Dayal. Dina Dayal Prabhu, 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 Dina Dayal. Keshava Shyama Sundara Kanayalal, Girivaradhari Nanda Dulal. Shyama Sundara Kanayalal, Girivaradhari Nanda Dulal. Nanda Dulal Prabhu, 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 Nanda Dulal. Achyuta Keshava Shri Radha Madhava Govinda Gopal Hari. 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 Jai Govinda, Jai Gopal, Keshava Madhava Dina Dayal. Jai Govinda, Jai Gopal, Keshava Madhava Dina Dayal. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavana Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavana Dham. Jai Govinda, Jai Gopal, Keshava Madhava Dina Dayal. Jai Govinda, Jai Gopal, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So we'd like to welcome everyone, all the guests who are here, as well as all the guests who are joining us online. Welcome to Sunday Satsang program at Vedic Cultural Center here in Thunder Bay. We are going to recite few shlokas from Srimad Bhagavatam. We will learn something from Srimad Bhagavatam today. We'll have some question answers, and then we'll have a Aarti ceremony, Puja ceremony. So we request everyone to join us, and thank you so much for joining us from different parts of the world. Thank you so much. So before we begin, we will start with Mangalacharan, invocation prayer. When we begin any auspicious activity, we do Mangalacharan. So we pay respects to Guru, respects to Gaurango, Shri Radha Krishna, Shri Sitaram Lakshman Manji. So the Mangalacharan prayers are on the screen. You can recite along with me, and you can fold your hands and let's pray. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Ancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. We all recite Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya 3 times together. So wherever you are, sit straight, neck in the line with the back, keep your eyes closed, take a deep breath, and we all recite together Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya 3 times together. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. So we're going to read today Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter number 15 and 16 together. As you all know, Srimad Bhagavatam has total 12 khandas or 12 cantos. Srimad Bhagavatam is written by Vedvyas ji. After writing all the Vedas and Puranas, he compiled Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is literary incarnation of Lord Krishna himself. So when we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, actually we are associating with Lord Krishna himself. So today whatever we are going to learn from Srimad Bhagavatam is nothing but Krishna. So we're going to learn everything about Krishna or Krishna's devotees. So before we begin, we'll recite this invocation prayer for Srimad Bhagavatam. So it is on your screen. You can repeat along with me. Narayanam namaskrutyam naram chaiva narottamam devi saraswati vyasam tato jayamudirayet ashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavatim uttama shloke bhaktirabhavati naishtaki. Hare Krishna. It is said in the scriptures that just as Ganga is the greatest of all the rivers, Lord Achyuta, Lord Vishnu is the supreme among all the deities, and Lord Shiva, Shambhu, is the greatest of all Vaishnavas, so Srimad Bhagavatam is greatest of all the Puranas. Rindraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. So we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam and there is a conversation happening in Naimisharanya between sages. Thousands of sages are assembled there, and the leader of the sages is Shaunak Rishi here. And Shaunak Rishi is asking questions to Suta Goswami. And these all questions are related to the benefit of the people in the Kali Yuga. So the conversation is happening at the end of Dwapar Yuga, just before the beginning of Kali Yuga. And in last few weeks, we heard so many wonderful instructions from various devotees of Lord. We heard about how King Parikshit was saved within the womb of his mother Uttara, prayers by Kunti, prayers by Bhishma Pitamaha, Lord Krishna's departure to Dwarka. Then we also learned about Vidura's teaching to Dhritarashtra. And in the last session, we were learning about how Maharaj Yudhishthir was seeing all the inauspicious signs. In chapter number 14, first canto, we learned how Maharaj Yudhishthir was observing all the inauspicious signs. When he had sent Arjun to meet Lord Krishna, and Arjun did not arrive for 7 months, and at that time Maharaj Yudhishthir started seeing all the bad omens. He saw disruptions in the seasonal regularities. He saw that people in general were becoming very greedy, angry, deceitful. People were adopting foul means of livelihood. And the dealings of people with each other was filled with cheating, deception. And there was a strain and quarrel among the family members. So when Maharaj Yudhishthir saw all these signs, he remembered that Narad Muni had visited him and he had given him the hint that Lord Krishna might depart from the earth to his spiritual world. And at that time Arjuna arrived, and Arjuna was very morose, very depressed. So Maharaj Yudhishthir inquired from Arjun that, hey Arjun, what happened? Please tell us. And then in the chapter number 15 of first canto, Arjuna's grief was revealed, and we learned that in detail. Arjuna was very disturbed because Lord Krishna had left the Prithviloka back to his spiritual world. So Arjun was remembering all the pastimes of Lord Krishna, and we learned all the pastimes of Lord Krishna in detail in last 2 sessions. Arjuna remembered how Draupadi got married to Pandavas with the blessings of Lord Krishna. Arjuna was counting all the blessings, how Lord Krishna gave hint to Bhim while he was killing Jarasandha, how Lord Krishna saved Draupadi, how Krishna came and saved Pandavas when Durvasa Muni visited them. We learned all these pastimes in detail. How with the blessings of Lord Krishna, Arjuna could please Lord Shiva, and Lord Shivaji gifted him Pashupad Astra. Only by Lord Krishna's mercy, Arjuna could win the war of Mahabharata. Arjuna was constantly remembering about all the pastimes of Krishna. And then he said, when Lord Krishna left the planet, he was defeated by few infidel cowherd men while he was guarding wives of Krishna. So Arjuna, who could defeat Kaurava Sena one-handedly, got defeated by ordinary people, thieves, while he was guarding the wives of Lord Krishna. So Arjuna was remembering that all the energy, all the power, all the strength, what he had was because of Krishna himself. Then Arjuna says to Yudhishthir Maharaj, hey Yudhishthir Maharaj, Sarvam Kshanena Tad Abhud Asad Isha Riktam. He says that Sarvam Kshanena, all this everything, everything, all the kshana, all the moments are feeling as if abhud asat riktam. Riktam means void, empty. So Arjuna is saying to Yudhishthir Maharaj that without Krishna, everything at the moment's notice have become null and void. And he compares that with Bhashmam Hutam Kuhakaradham Ivoptam Ushyam. It is exactly like offering the clarified butter on the ashes. If you add butter on the bhasma ash, will it cause any effect? No, you have to add butter on the fresh wood while it is burning, then it will have effect. Exactly like accumulating money with magic wand. Hmm. When you see the magician making money, you give him $10, he make $2,000. But if magician could do that, then why would he do magic? He should better multiply the money like that. That money has no use, which is got through the magic. That butter which we offer on the ashes has no use, and sowing a seed on the barren land is of no use. Similarly, Arjuna is saying that living life without Krishna is of no use. Everything is null and void. Then we learned last time that Arjuna tells Yudhishthir Maharaj that there was a curse upon the Yadu dynasty, and all the children of Lord Krishna, they fought among themselves and they have killed each other. And Lord Krishna has left the planet, and he was constantly remembering the pastimes of Krishna. He says that all this happened because of the supreme will of Lord Krishna himself. Sometimes people kill one another, at times they protect one another. Uh, Sometimes we love each other, sometimes we become angry with each other. Why is that so? Because the Krishna is the supreme controller and he's controlling all of us through three modes of nature: Sattva Guna, Rajoguna, and Tamoguna. When we are in Sattva Guna, we help each other. When we are in Tamoguna, what we do? We injure, harm each other. So the same thing happened with Lord Krishna's family. That was plan of Krishna actually, to take away all his children back with him, back to Godhead, Golok Vrindavan Dham. So everything happens as per the will of Lord Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Maya Dakshena Prakriti Suyatesa Chara Acharan. Means Chara and Achara. Nothing moves without will of Krishna. Sometimes we work under the direct guidance of Krishna. Sometimes we work under the nature or the three modes of Prakriti, Sattva, Raja, and Tamo. So not a blade of grass can move without the will of Lord Krishna. So Arjuna is further saying to Yudhishthir Maharaj, now I am attracted to those instructions imparted to me by Krishna. On the battlefield of Kurukshetra, when Arjuna was fighting war with Kauravas, what happened? Lord Krishna spoke. What did Lord Krishna speak? What did Lord Krishna say? Bhagavad Gita. Oh, मालूम है ना आपको भगवद गीता? So भगवान कृष्ण ने क्या कहा अर्जुन को? भगवद गीता कही. So when Arjuna was detached from Lord Krishna, he started remembering the instructions of Lord Krishna. And then Arjuna came to his senses because he remembered the instructions of Krishna, that Krishna and Bhagavad Gita are not different. So then he came to his senses. Initially he was grieving as Lord Krishna had left the earth. But then Arjuna remembered the instructions, and then he said, yes, as long as I am remembering Lord Krishna's instruction, I am with Lord Krishna. Right? So Arjuna was constantly remembering the Krishna. He was constantly remembering the lotus feet of Lord Krishna with rapt attention. And as he was doing that, what happened was, it is described by Suta Goswami. He's saying to all the sages in Naimisharanya, he's saying that in Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 15th chapter, 29th sloka, it is said that Anudhyana Vasudeva Angrihi Anudhyana. So, Anudhyana means constant remembrance. So, as Arjuna was remembering the teachings of Lord Krishna from Bhagavad Gita, what happened? So, it resulted in rapid increase in his devotion. So, his attraction for Lord Krishna increased very rapidly. Why? Because he was remembering all the teachings of Lord Krishna. So, if we read Bhagavad Gita every day, then what will happen? Our attraction for Lord Krishna will increase rapidly. And then second change, what happened in Arjuna was all the trash in his thoughts. Trash means garbage. Uh, all the garbage from his mind disappeared. Actually, there is a lot of trash in our head also. हमारे मन में भी बहुत सारा garbage है क्या नहीं? हम तो और डालते जाते हैं कम करने के बदले. So what is the way to empty the trash? In our junk mail, if there is a trash, how do we empty? We click it and it's emptied, right? Is that right? There's a in the computer also there is a trash bin. So how do you empty the trash bin? So you click and then it is emptied. How do you empty the trash in your brain? So like Arjuna did by remembering the instructions of Bhagavad Gita. So if we remember the instructions of Bhagavad Gita, what will happen? These are two things. Rapidly increase in devotion and all the trash will disappear from. And then next sloka further, Suta Goswami says that in addition, because of constant remembrance, Sanchina Dvaita Samashaya, all the doubts were removed from the Arjuna's brain by remembering Bhagavad Gita. Doubts of duality. Sanchina Dvaita Samshaya. Duality means this is mine, this is yours. What is that duality? ये मेरा है, ये तेरा है. And the doubts of duality arise because we think that we are the body. And first instruction of Bhagavad Gita is, what is the first instruction? आपने भगवद गीता पढ़ी है कभी? नहीं? आपने पढ़ी है? नहीं? अच्छा, भगवद गीता का पहला इंस्ट्रक्शन क्या है? देखते हैं हमारे ऑनलाइन मित्र. What is the first instruction of Bhagavad Gita? Yes, William is saying is correct. William is correct. Thank you, William. We are Atma. हम कौन है? Atma है. We are spirit soul. That is the first instruction of Bhagavad Gita. So the doubts of duality is removed as soon as we remember that we are the spirit soul and the body is going to die. Is that right? So there is no point in fighting with each other. Further, the constant remembrance of teachings of Lord Krishna resulted in Leena Prakriti Nairugyanyad, which means that Arjuna got freed from the three modes of material nature. Sattva Guna, Raja Guna and Tamo Guna are constantly controlling all of us. right? In Sattva Guna, we do good things. In Raja Guna, we become very greedy. And in Tamo Guna, we become angry. But if we constantly remember the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, then we always remain in Shuddha Sattva, right? And then we will not do any sinful activities. So constant remembrance of Krishna's teaching is very important. So Arjuna was remembering all the teachings at that time. Yudhishthir Maharaj, he decided that there is no point in staying on this material world if Lord Krishna is not here. So what did Yudhishthir Maharaj do? So it is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Chiravasa Niraharo Baddhavana Mukta Murdaja. So Maharaj Yudhishthir, he left all his royal paraphernalia. Ah, he was very intelligent. He thought that it is time to retire because Lord Krishna has already left the planet. Kali Yuga is going to come very soon, and Kali Yuga is the Yuga when it's a dark age of Kali. You know, this current age is dark age, and Maharaj Yudhishthir was determined to spend his life for bhakti. So he thought that as the time progresses, bhakti will be very difficult. So he decided that he will retire, and he enthroned his grandson Parikshit as the king. Parikshit Maharaj was elder, very learned, very qualified, and he was very well trained. So Yudhishthir Maharaj decided that he's going to retire. So Yudhishthir Maharaj voluntarily dressed himself in the torn clothing. He left his all royal garments. He gave up eating all the solid foods. He started reducing all his food habits also, slowly and steadily. He voluntarily became a dumb and let his hair loose. And then he started walking towards the north, towards the Himalayas. Udicham pravishesham gata purvam mahatma bhi. He followed the path which was established by the ancestors, forefathers. You know, in as per the Varnashram system, in the previous yugas, Satya Yuga, Trita Yuga, Dwapar Yugas, after age of 50, people used to go to Vanaprastha ashram, which means they used to go to holy place, retire from the active life, and spend their life all in remembering Krishna. Uh, that is the system of Vanaprastha. Nowadays, we are in the Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga, we have to work until we die, because we can't pay the bills. There's so many attachments are there. So we are in the Kali Yuga. But it is at certain time it was recommended that the kings used to detach all the family bondage and go to the forest. And they used to spend their time, like we learned the story of Bharat Maharaj, after whose name our India is called as Bharat Varsha. So Bharat Maharaj, when he was a great king, but at certain age he decided he's going to retire. So he gave up everything and went to the forest. We can't go to the forest, but at least after certain age, at least after 50, we should increase our time for spirituality. Hmm. And all the four Pandava brothers, they followed Yudhishthir Maharaj. So Yudhishthir Maharaj, all the Pandavas, Draupadi, everybody followed, and they started walking towards the north, towards the Himalayas. Pandavas decided what they decided. Manasadharyam ashur vaikuntha charanambujam. They decided that the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna is the supreme goal of the life. They decided that they will meditate upon Lord Krishna without interruption. Now, if they are in the kingdom, then while you are ruling the kingdom, it is very difficult to remember constantly, because there is always interruption. So they all decided that they will retire from active political life and they will go to the forest and they will retire. So thus, all of them, all the five Pandavas, by their pure consciousness and due to their constant devotional remembrance, they attained the spiritual sky, which is ruled over by Lord Krishna. So Pandavas, they constantly remembered Lord Krishna without a deviation, without break. Sometimes we remember, we forget sometimes. It doesn't work like that. We have to constantly remember Krishna. The Krishna, Lord Krishna is there in Golok Vrindavan Dham. It cannot be we cannot achieve Lord Krishna's Golok Vrindavan Dham with this body. But Pandavas, they achieved Krishna Dham with the same body. That is because they were completely washed off all the material contamination. Pandavas had given up their material identity completely and they had completely surrendered their body, mind, soul, everything for service of Krishna. So, in this way, Suta Goswami was describing the departure, retirement of Pandavas. And then further, Suta Goswami said to Shaunak Rishi and all the sages assembled in Naimisharanya that Parikshit Maharaj, he became ruler and he ruled the kingdom of Bharatvarsha under the guidance of Brahmanas. Ah, he took the instructions from the gurus and he started ruling and he got married and he got a son. Ah, let's see who remembers, who knows about this. Who was the son of Parikshit Maharaj? If you know it, without doing a Google search, type it in your chat box. Do you know who is the son of Parikshit Maharaj? परीक्षित महाराज के पुत्र का नाम क्या है पंडित जी? कितने पुत्र थे परीक्षित महाराज को? How many sons had Vishal Prabhu? Without doing Google search is saying Pradyumna. Thank you Prabhuji for giving wrong answer. Hare Krishna. हाँ, एक हमारे प्रभु जी है यहाँ पे, वो कह रहे विचित्र वीर्य. थैंक यू फॉर गिविंग रॉन्ग आंसर. पंडित जी को मालूम? विशाल प्रभु, thank you for giving second wrong answer. Aniruddha. Parul ji saying Pradyumna was Krishna's son. That is correct. So Parikshit Maharaj had four sons. The eldest was Maharaj Janmejaya. So Maharaj Parikshit, then under the guidance of Kripacharya, who was the Kula Guru at that time, he performed Ashwamedh Yagna, horse sacrifices, on the bank of river Ganga. At that time, Maharaj Parikshit noticed the influence of Kali. When Maharaj Parikshit performed Ashwamedh Yagna, what is the result of Ashwamedh Yagna? You have to take your horses, take your army, go all over, and challenge all the kings. If anybody challenges you, they have to fight with the king, like that. So Parikshit Maharaj basically did Ashwamedh Yagna, but the purpose of doing Ashwamedh Yagna was that Maharaj Parikshit was observing the sign of Kali Yuga. And the sign of Kali Yuga were disturbing for Maharaj Parikshit. So Maharaj Parikshit decided that whosoever is doing wrong activities because of the influence of Kali Yuga, he is going to correct them and punish them. So Maharaj Parikshit, with his all the army, he was roaming around the universe. And at that time, what did Parikshit Maharaj see while he was on this yatra? He saw Nrupalingadharam Shudram Gnatam Go Mithunam Padaha. What did he saw? He saw that a Shudra, a lower class man who was dressed like a king, was hurting the legs of a cow and a bull. That is what Parikshit Maharaj noticed. Maharaj Parikshit at once arrested that man. Now, here, if you see that, what is it written in the shloka? Nrupalingam dharam shudram. Ah, which means that a man who was not qualified to become a king was acting like a king. And that is the quality of a Kali Yuga. You know, in the Kali Yuga, we have the leaders who are not qualified to be leaders. Most of them, they are, not all, I said, most of them, but not all. They do not have qualities of leadership. Many of the leaders, not all, but many, are corrupt. Is that right or wrong? Right or wrong? सच बता रहा हूँ या गलत बता रहा हूँ? Corruption is rampant in every country, right? And the maximum corruption they do is all the leaders. People become leader to do corruption. They don't become leader to serve others. And as I said, this is not generalization. Many of them are, some of them are good also, but many of them are of wrong quality. And that is beginning with with the Parikshit Maharaj observation that Nripalinga dharam dram gnatam go mithunam pada, which means that the quality of Kali Yuga is that the leaders will be of low quality, Shudra quality. They dress like a leader, but they are not qualified to be leader. They will do corruption, they will do mass killing of cows and innocent animals. Animal killing is rampant because of influence of Kali Yuga. So as soon as Parikshit Maharaj saw that a leader's quality should be like Parikshit Maharaj, he decided to punish that. Even an innocent animal is killed, it is the duty of a king to protect even the animals, because the animals are also citizen of a kingdom. Is that right or wrong? As animals do not have voting rights, so they are going to be killed. Is that correct? No, you cannot. Like children don't have a voting right, so do you kill children? No. So similarly, Parikshit Maharaj decided to protect whom? To whom? आप मेरे सामने देख रहे हैं, परीक्षित महाराज ने किसको प्रोटेक्ट करने का सोचा? आप सो रहे हैं क्या? इसको नींद में है प्रभु जी, ध्यान नहीं है उनका. Parikshit Maharaj decided to arrest whom? Who was the person? Shudra, who was dressed like a king. And what was he doing? प्रभु जी को पूछ रहा हूँ, सो रहे हैं वो. He was hurting cow and the bull. So Shaunak Rishi at that time, when Suta Goswami was reciting this katha to all the sages, at that time Shaunak Rishi asked the question, as I asked you a question and you were sleeping. But Shaunak Rishi was not sleeping, because Shaunak Rishi was alert. He was awake. Do not go to sleep, okay? Sometimes you can go to sleep with the open eyes. Some people. That's what, his eyes are open, but he's sleeping. I've never seen that before, but I saw today somebody going to sleep with open eyes. He's looking at me and sleeping. Anyway, so Shaunak Rishi said, why did Maharaj Parikshit simply punish him? He should have actually killed him right away because he was killing a cow. If you kill somebody, you should be punished. Is that right or wrong? Yes or no? So even though you kill a cow or a chicken or a fish, you should be punished. That is the law. So we should, Shaunak Rishi said, but then why are you telling us this pastime? Is it related with Krishna? You're telling about Parikshit, and Parikshit is punishing a man. If it is related with Krishna, then please tell us. If is not related, then we are not interested in hearing anything about it. Why are you telling us about Parikshit Maharaj and he is punishing? We are here to hear Krishna Katha. And how did this thing enter into it? So further, Shaunak Rishi says, he says, very nice shloka this is. So you can repeat after me. Athavashya padambhoja Athavashya padambhoja makarandaliham satam makarandaliham satam. The devotees of Lord are accustomed to licking up the honey available from the lotus feet of Lord. Further says, Kimanyerasad alapair ayusho yada ashadavyaha. What is the use of the topics which simply waste one's valuable life? So here, Shaunak Rishi is telling to Suta Goswami that we are the devotees of Lord and we want to hear the pastimes of Lord Krishna. It is just like a bee who is always licking the honey. We are always looking after the honey of pastimes of Krishna. We want to hear Krishna Katha. Kima anyar asad alayper. Ayusho yada ashata vyaya. What is the use of topics which simply waste one's valuable life? Very important shloka of Srimad Bhagavatam. Friends, our duration of life is very short. Is that right or wrong? Huh? Yes or no? Our duration of life is not very long. So what Shaunak Rishi is saying that we do not want to waste a single moment of our life without hearing Krishna Katha. If we hear anything else, it is waste of our life, and we do not want to waste our life. Further, Shaunak Rishi is saying, Mandasya manda pragnasya vayo manda ayush chavai nidraryate nakatam diva chavyartha karmavi. Suta Goswami, sorry, Shukadev Goswami is saying to Suta Goswami that lazy human beings with little intelligence and short duration of life pass night in sleeping and day in performing the activities that are for the sense enjoyment. Mandasya manda pragnasya. Mandasya means lazy. People are lazy, right? And they have manda pragnasya, very little intelligence. Vaya manda ayushacha, which means that vaya means life, age. So the age or in the duration of life is also very short. And in this life, what are they doing? As the life is very short, their intelligence is very less, they are lazy. Most of them are sleepy most of the time, even in the daytime. Is that right? And what are they doing? They pass their night in sleeping and the daytime in performing the activities for working very hard, which have ultimately no use. Actually, there is an interesting finding. Do you want to learn about this interesting finding? Do you want to learn about this interesting finding of human life? So, this interesting finding of human life is that average human life is about 65 years. Average, huh? I'm just talking average life. कितना है? 65. तो अभी मेरा 50 हो गया है, तो 10-12 साल 15 साल रह गए हैं, जो 60 के आसपास है उनका नजदीक में चल रहा है सब कुछ. आयुष्य बहुत कम है, एवरेज लाइफ. एंड इन दिस लाइफ वी स्लीप. हाउ मच वी स्लीप? कितना सोते हैं? About 8 hours a day. Most of the people they sleep. Some people sleep more, some less. Now, if you calculate 8 hours a day, so साल में कितना हो गया? How many hours in a year? 2,920 hours in a year you are sleeping. So 2,920 hours, which means how many days you are sleeping in a year? 120 days, 22 days out of 360 days. What you are doing, Ronak? Sleeping, nothing else. Huh? So out of 360 days, how many days we are sleeping? Is that a long time? That's really a long time, man. Is that right? If you just sleep only average 8 hours, if you sleep more, then you spend more time in sleeping. Is that right? Now, if you are living 65 years, then and 122 years or 122 days a year you sleep. So out of 65 years, how many years you sleep? 7,930 days in 65 years, which is 22 years of your life of 65 years. What are you doing? Sleeping, doing nothing. You are dead actually. Is that right or wrong? So suppose you have a car. You have a car. Somebody has a car, right? And 15 days in a month, car is in a garage. कितना? हर 15 दिन कार गराज में जाती है और 15 दिन तक नहीं आती है, फिर और 15 दिन के बाद आएंगी. तो कैसा लगेगा आपको? You will be like messed up. What is this car doing? Can you keep car 15 days in a month in garage? Is that right or wrong? Can you keep it in garage? Suppose transportation ministry declares that all the vehicles will be in the garage for 15 days. No vehicle will work. The whole world will be paralyzed, because you can't keep things in a garage forever. So imagine we are sleeping how much? 1/3 of our life in sleeping. Then daily routine. What is the daily routine? Hare Krishna. What is the daily routine? You do brush, then you do shower, then you go to washroom, right? So in that, how much time we spend? About 1 hour a day, average, sometimes more. Some people spend more. But then if you calculate and add up all those hours, then out of 65 years, 2.5 years, you are spending in the daily routine, which is essential. Then meals, khana. So you spend some time, at least 2 to 3 hours every day for cooking, eating, washing the pots. So total becomes 5.5 years of 65 years. Then communicating, traveling. Sometimes in the big cities, people travel a lot. प्रभु जी सो रहे हैं आप? जाग रहे हैं? जागते रहो, भगवान की कथा चल रही है. Committing, then you travel, you spend about 5 years, 5 years. Then work, everybody goes to work. Some people go to school, right? Some people spend time checking their phones. Is that right? So uh, people, instead of working, they are on the phones. But then about, if you take the average of 6 to 8 hours of day work, then about 16 to 20 years of our life we work. So if you make the total of all this miscellaneous activities, party time, this time, that time, our friend is playing on a computer game. What is that game? You kill each other on the computer. Nowadays, students, they play these games on the computer. Violence games, computer games. Then some people spend 2 3 hours on the Facebook, WhatsApp, all this nuisance in the life. So if you add this, then you have left only 11 years left at your discretion. You have spent 54 years in the routine things, so only 11 years of your life left out of 65 years. So there is not much left in your life. And in that also, if you waste that 11 years, then you are done. Nothing left in your life. Basically, your life is a waste. Is that right or wrong? So what is Suta Goswami saying? Shukdev Goswami, Shaunak Rishi is saying to Suta Goswami, Shaunak Rishi is saying, Mandasya manda pragnasya vayo manda ayushya chavai nidrasa rihate nakam diva chavyartha karma bhi. Lazy human beings with little intelligence and short duration of life, they pass their night in sleeping and the day in performing the activities that are for sense enjoyment. So the real problem here is what is Suta Goswami Shaunak Rishi saying, that mandasya mandasya, less intelligent. One who is really intelligent, what he will do? So the purpose of an intelligent person is that he will find out the value of human life, not to live like animal. Human life is a very special gift. You understand this? We have been gifted this very valuable human life. So in Mahabharata it is said that ahara nidra bhay maithunanscha samanyeta pashubhi samana. So if we live our life in eating, sleeping, mating, defending, fighting, it is as good as animals. Animals eat, we eat. Animals sleep, we sleep. Animals produce children, we also produce children. Animals also fight, we also fight. But what is the special benefit of human life? That we can read Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. We can chant the holy name. We can chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Can animal do this? There are lots of dogs. Every president, prime minister also have a dog. But can a dog chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Can a dog say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare? Dog will not say. So the day we do not remember Krishna's holy name, the day we do not read Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, that life is as good as animal life. Samanyeta Pashubhi Samana. We have to remember Krishna. That is the life, human life. But some people say we do not have time. Have you heard this before? If I ask you, Prabhuji, why are you not chanting? What will you say? You do not have a time. आपके पास भी time कम है. आपके पास भी time कम है. सबके पास time कम है. So everybody has less time. Actually, God is very kind. He has given us equal time, 24 hours to everybody. Is that right? But using that same 24 hours of your life, you can either be successful or be failure, right? So it is just deciding what is how much time you want to give it for Krishna. It is very, very important. We need to give at least some important time, like where those people who say that they do not have time, the problem is the time management is the big problem actually. I have this illustration here for you. Can you all see this jug? Can you see this jug? दिख रहा है? हाँ? क्या है उसमें? पानी भरा हुआ है. There is water and there are small granules in it. Is that right? Huh? Now, if I want to fit big stones, I give you small gravels, small things, and I ask you to fill that jug. There are two ways to fill the jug. Huh? One way is that if I give you big stones, small gravels, and then fine granules, what will happen? So suppose you fill this jug first with it is half filled with the water, then you put the small gravel in it. Okay? Then you put another smaller size stones. And then you try to fit the bigger size stones. Will the stones fit? They're not fitting, right? But if I go in the reverse order, if I put the big stones first, then I put smaller stones, and then the gravel will slide along, and then I can add some more water also, right? What can we learn from this? What can we learn from this illustration or demonstration? Let's see our friends online. Anybody wants to say something? What does this demonstration say? समझ में आ रहा है क्या नहीं? Let's do it again. Okay. So I have a jug. Then I put the water. Then I put the small. Then I put the big stones. Then the medium-sized stones. Then the small granules, and then the water. And if we do the reverse order, first small things, then medium size, and the big things remaining at, and then you can't fit the big things. So what is the importance of this? Lalit is saying to organize properly for good results. Okay. Anybody else? क्या समझ में आ रहा है आपको इसमें से? आप जागते रहो. क्या समझ में आ रहा है प्रभु जी? रौनक प्रभु, क्या समझ में आया? हाँ. So as rightly said by Mataji, that we have to identify the big rocks. First we put the big rocks, then the medium size, then the smaller, and then the other things will slide along. So everything is about time management and the effective time management. Some people say, why don't you remember Krishna? So what did people say? I do not have time. लोग कहते हैं मेरे पास समय ही नहीं है, क्या करे, इतना काम है. आधे से ज्यादा टाइम तो सोने में चला जाता है, फिर टाइम कहाँ से रहेगा? उससे भी आधा टाइम तो फेसबुक पे चला जाता है, फिर टाइम कहाँ से मिलेगा? So effective time management lies in identifying the big rocks, identifying the things which are important in our life. So what are the big rocks in our life? So everybody has big rocks, but the most important big rock, everybody has different things which are important. ऐसा नहीं कि मेरे लिए जो important है वो आपके लिए important हो, ये जरूरी नहीं है. For example, like for some people exercise might be important, for some people sleeping is important. It's everybody's importance is different. Is it right or wrong? So for some people the things are different. As rightly said by Vishal Prabhu, William Prabhu, William ji saying right way to do things in proper order. Parulji is saying, do the important things first. Lalit Prabhu is saying, to organize properly for good results. Vishal Prabhu is saying, prioritization. Everything has its value at its time. Okay. Parulji is saying, do most important things first. And then Lalit Prabhu is saying, chant every day for a good life by managing any situation. Anita ji is saying responsibilities. Okay. Thank you so much for contributing to the discussion. So identifying the big rocks. Ultimate big rock is that we have to identify what is the purpose of human life. And Srila Prabhupada ji said, Athat Brahma Jignasa. This is the purpose of life. This is the most important thing for a human. What is that? Brahma Jignasa. What is the Brahma Jignasa? Who am I? Very nice. So it is said that it is very important for us to understand who am I. Ah, that is called Athata Brahma Jignasa. Human life is the highest chance to understand us, to understand our relationship with Krishna, and human life is the only chance to get out of the cycle of birth, disease, old age, and death. Repeated cycle of birth and death. If you want to get out, what is the chance? This is the chance. There is no other chance. Is that right or wrong, Prabhuji? Are you okay? ठीक है. So, Athat Brahma Jignasa. A person who is intelligent will take care of the important things first. Right? Suppose tomorrow is the examination, then what will you do? You will study because that is important. Right? Or you will see a movie. Some people see movie and they fail also. But it is very important for us to remember that without being lazy, what the purpose of human life is antakale mama eva smaram ukta kalevaram. So if we are interested in liberating, getting out of the cycle of birth, disease, old age, and death, then we train ourselves to remember Krishna every day. So at the time of examination, we remember Krishna. So our priority is to train ourselves, to understand that who am I, who is God, what happens after death, why am I suffering, what is the real aim of life. All these are very important questions. And this is called science of self-realization. Very nice. And this is the only opportunity. Which is that opportunity? Human life. Human life is not meant for eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. Human life is for realization. How much time you have? Only 11 years if you live 65 years. Right? And if you have spent more of your life, then you have very less time left. So what is the priority? What is the big rock? Remembering Krishna. Because if you do not do study now, then you are not going to remember Krishna at the time of death. Tomorrow is the examination. You're going to die any moment. And if you spend time in doing something else, there's no chance that you'll remember Krishna. So we have to take it very seriously. How seriously? It is an emergency. Right? So Shaunak Rishi is telling that life is very short and we do not want to hear anything which is not connected with Krishna. So please tell us about Krishna Katha. So at that time, Suta Goswami is answering to Shaunak Rishi and saying that, yes, what I am going to tell you is connected with Lord Krishna. And the question you asked is that why did Parikshit Maharaj punish personality of Kali? That Shudra man was representing Kali Yuga. So Parikshit Maharaj, why did he not kill that person at that moment and just punished him? He should have killed him. So Suta Goswami in Srimad Bhagavatam, Suta Goswami is saying that when Parikshit Maharaj saw that the symptoms of Kali were arriving, you know, he thought that it is time for him to take action. And he described all the pastimes. And he here Suta Goswami is exactly explaining what were the circumstances, how Parikshit Maharaj came across that Kali personality who was dressed like a king and was killing a bull and a cow. So Parikshit Maharaj, as a king, he was riding on his chariot and his army was along with him. And they were traveling all over while they were on the hunt. While they were traveling, they were there to remove the effects of Kali Yuga. When they started seeing the effects of Kali Yuga, people were cheating, people were hurting each other, they were lying. So Parikshit Maharaj said that anybody who does that, I'm going to punish them. So he was there, he was going all along with his horses and soldiers and chariots, and he traveled everywhere. And wherever he traveled, he heard that people were singing the glories of Lord Krishna. People were talking about pastimes of Lord Krishna, how Lord Krishna saved Parikshit while he was within the womb of his mother Uttara. So when Parikshit Maharaj heard all those pastimes, Parikshit Maharaj was extremely happy. But at the same time, when he arrived here, he saw that this dark personality who was dressed like a king had already cut three legs of a bull and he already had hurt a cow. So he was killing bull and a cow. The personality bull is the representation of principle of dharma. Hmm? The personality of religion, dharma, was wandering in the form of a bull. And bull met the personality of earth in the form of a cow. So that cow was representing earth and the bull was representing dharma. So there is a conversation between the bull and the dharma, bull and the cow. So dharma and the dhara. Dhara means earth, prithvi. So there is a beautiful conversation between the bull and the cow. And Parikshit Maharaj was witnessing that conversation. So bull was asking questions to cow. And what did bull ask? Here you can see the bull with only one leg. And the cow there was crying. Cow, the tears were coming from the eyes of the cow. Actually, animals do have emotions, you know. है ना? Animals को भी emotion रहते हैं. When they kill animal, do you think they are happy when they kill animals? When they kill chicken, when they kill that goat and cow and anything else, do you think they are happy? They are crying actually because and the people who eat this meat, they are actually eating the grief, you know, of somebody else's pain and sorrow. So when the bull saw the cow crying, bull started asking questions to cow. And what did bull ask? Bull said in Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter 16, text 19, Dharma Vacha. Dharma means The bull. The bull is asking cow, hey cow, oh good lady, are you all right? Why the shadow of grief darkened the face of your soul? Are you ill, mother? Bull is asking to cow, हे गौ माता आप क्यों रो रहे हो? क्या आप बीमार हो? Are you ill? People cry in the Kali Yuga. Everybody is having problem, health problem nowadays. Coronavirus, this virus, that virus. This is the sign and symptom of Kali Yuga, disease. Rampant disease is the sign of a Kali Yuga. Prabhupada ji writes that in this Kali Yuga, everybody is affected with one or other disease. This is the quality of Kali Yuga. And that is what Bull is asking to cow. And Prabhupada ji is explaining very nicely that from the face of a person, we can have an index of person's mind. Is that right or wrong? आदमी के चेहरे से उसके मन में क्या चल रहा है वो समझ में आ जाता है. प्रभुपाद जी ये समझा रहे हैं भागवतम का ये श्लोक समझाते वक्त. प्रभुपाद जी कहते हैं, प्रभुपाद जी saying, as soon as bull saw the cow's face becoming dark, when you are in grief, your composition is very dull. Is that right? And the cow was in grief. So bull could recognize that cow is in grief. So bull asked to cow, are you having some disease from inside? कभी कोई परेशान है तो उसको ज्यादा परेशान नहीं करना है. Bull thought that this cow is in trouble. I should help her out. Actually, Bull himself was in trouble because 3 of his legs are killed. Only 1 leg is there. That Kali personality had already hurt the bull. So further, Bull asked, are you thinking of some relative who is far in a distant place and who is far away from you? Because sometimes people become dull, morose, they become sad when they remember their family members and friends. Is that right? When you remember your parents or somebody. Srila Prabhupada ji very nicely explains this, that this is another quality of Kali Yuga. Actually, this conversation between bull and the cow is an exemplary conversation for our life. Because Dharma is talking to Dha. Dharma is talking to Prithvi. Are you thinking that some of your relative who is away in a distant place and you are crying? Bull is trying to find what happened actually. Another symptom of Kali Yuga is that our families are distant apart in the Kali Yuga. You see that? Like we are here and our brothers and family are in different country. This is the typical symptom of Kali Yuga. In Sata Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, it never happened. In Kali Yuga, everybody is separated from each other. Is that correct or wrong? Let's see how many of our friends agree. This is the typical of Kali Yuga, that it is a curse of Kali Yuga, that children will be away from their parents. And this is reality. Is that right, Prabhuji? Are you away from your son? That is the quality of Kali Yuga. We are away from our children. Our children are there in other place. We are here, right? And we can see that everywhere. Any householder can tell you this, that this is a reality. No family is now blessed to live together. Srila Prabhupada ji says this in the Srimad Bhagavatam purport. To earn livelihood, father will go away someplace. Father will travel to one country, another country, and the children are here, wife will live away from husband. We have seen many examples. Son will stay away from their father and mother. Nuclear families, like nowadays, in the olden times, there used to be a joint family. Everybody used to stay together, right? But nowadays, joint family means fighting. Maramari. Mataji rightly said. Mataji is correct. That there is a प्रायेण अल्प आयुष्य सभ्य कल्पस्मिन् युगे जना मंद सुमंद मतयो मंद भाग्य ही उपद्रता. उपद्रता मीन्स फाइटिंग. थोड़ा भी हो गया तो दे ज्यादा झगड़े, बैट लेके आ जाते हैं. So that is the curse of Kali Yuga. So children are going to be away from the parents. This is the Kali Yuga. We got separated from our father. Now our children got separated from us, and the same thing will repeat in the history, because this is a nowadays Kali Yuga. People don't believe in family. They do not get married. They do not have children. Like it's just all free bird, just like animals. Dogs. Do the dogs get married? Do dogs get married? No. They just stay together, produce some children, and get separated. That is what is that called? Live-in relationships. It's just like dog mentality. Is that right? That is the curse of Kali Yuga. So here, bull is asking a cow. This is a very nice conversation. We'll continue this when we met next time. Some of our friends have asked me that they want to have some quiz and question answers. So I thought maybe we'll have some questions from Mahabharata, and see how good are we at with Mahabharata knowledge. So are you all ready for a little quiz? Are you all ready for a little Mahabharata knowledge? Yeah. So let's see how many of you are ready online. How many of you are online? Vishal Prabhu, are you ready? Vishal Prabhu is there and William is there. Okay. So we'll have some questions. So Draupadi was the princess of which place? Draupadi is the wife of Pandavas. So Draupadi was the princess. She was daughter of Drupad. Drupad was the king, and Drupad's daughter is Draupadi, and Drupad's son is Drishtadyumna. Very nice, good boy. All right. So Drupadi was the princess of which place? A is Chedi, B is Magad, C is Gandhar, D is Panchal. So Ujjwal ji is saying Panchal, Vishal Prabhu is saying Panchal, Anita ji is saying Panchal. आपका क्या कहना है प्रभु जी? कॉपी पेस्ट? आपका भी कॉपी पेस्ट? पांचाल? नहीं, आपने पहले ही कहा था. So that is correct. The D is the correct answer. Draupadi was the princess of Panchal. So when Pandavas were going through the forest, then they came to the Panchal and they took part in the Swayamvar ceremony, where there was a Matsya Yantra. A Matsya Yantra was there, and then somebody had to hit the eyes of a fish by looking in the pond water, reflection in the water. So next one, where did Pandavas live in incognito? Pandavas were asked to 12 years in exile, 1 year in incognito, Agnatavas. What? Yes, Nolin is right. That is why she was called Panchali. That's right. Where did Pandavas live? Which place they live while they were in incognito? Incognito means they have to not disclose themselves. Nobody should be able to identify them, that they are Pandavas, and otherwise if that somebody can identify them, then they have to go again the cycle. Agnyatvas, correct. In disguise, correct, Nolin, correct. So which place they live while they were in incognito? Okay, let's say without option. Do you want to say something? Mataji is correct actually. Huh? Uttar was the prince. Panchal, B is Matsya Desh, C is Mathura, D is Magad. It makes your life easy now. Lalit ji is saying Matsya Desh. आप क्या कह रहे हैं? Matsya Desh. Mataji has already said. And anybody else wants to say? William is saying B. Anybody else wants to answer? Neil Prabhu is saying B. Parul ji is saying B. Correct. Correct. B is the correct answer. It's the Matsya Desh. Ajit Prabhu is saying B. That is correct. Matsya Desh is the correct answer. Next question for you is, which city did Pandavas establish after burning the Khandava forest? So, let's see. Indraprastha, Khandavaprastha, Hastinapur or Dwarka? Our friends are saying A. Neil Prabhu is saying Indraprastha. What is your choice, Prabhu? You don't know anything about Mahabharata, looks like your face is blank. Ajit Prabhu is saying A. Vishal Prabhu is saying Indraprastha. Nolini is saying Indraprastha. Parul ji is saying Indraprastha. Ujjwal ji is saying Indraprastha. That is correct answer. William is saying Indraprastha. That is correct answer. So, who helped Lord Pandavas to make Indraprastha? Who made the Indraprastha city? Who designed it? Vishwakarma. Very nice. And Lord Krishna's blessing, and with Lord Indra's blessing, and Lord Agni's blessing, they designed Indraprastha. Next one. Where was the Lakshagraha made? You know that Lakshagraha, where Pandavas were supposed to be. Uh, Mataji is saying correct. So the Pandavas were planned to be burnt alive, by Duryodhana and the gang. Ujjwal ji's correct answer is Barnava. So Ujjwal ji, I will give you the correct spelling of the place. Hastinapur, Varnavat, Ekachakra Nagari and Upaplayavaya. So now Ujjwal ji can correct his spelling. Vishal Prabhu is saying B. Varnavat is the correct answer, where they were asked to stay as a guest, and then the plan was, while they were sleeping, somebody will put a fire and they will die there. But who saved them? Vidurji. Vidurji sent a messenger to Pandavas. Vidurji was very kind and compassionate to Pandavas, and always he protected them. So Vidurji said, okay, a night before only we put a fire and you escape. And then Pandavas escaped. Nolini is saying the house was Arakillam, which is wax. Yeah, it was wax. So it was like made to burn very quickly. So couple of more questions before we start Aarti. We have 1 minute more. Where did Pandavas go after escaping from Lakshagraha? Lakshagraha में से निकल के कहाँ चले गए? Let's see, without choice, if somebody can say. Mataji is saying something. What do you think? Vishal Prabhu is saying Hidimbavan. Yes. विशाल प्रभु इज सेइंग हिडिंबा वन. आपका क्या कहना है? आपको तो कुछ मालूम ही नहीं है, ऑप्शन ही नहीं है. हिडिंबा वन, हिडिंबा फॉरेस्ट. They actually they went in between. On the way they went to Hidimbavan, but they went to Ek Chakra Nagari, which was the correct answer, and then Varnavat, Matsya Desh, and other choice is not a correct answer. The correct answer in this will be the Ek Chakra Nagari, but first on the way they visited Hidimbavan. Which kingdom did Duryodhan present to Karna for the friendship? A. Angadesh, B. Matsyadesh, C. Indraprastha, D. Panchal. Angadesh. Angadesh, Vishal Prabhu is correct. Angadesh is the correct answer. Next question is, where was Jarasandha killed? देखते हैं चलिए. Without okay, everybody is giving the correct answer. Vishal Prabhu is saying Jarasandha was killed in Mathura. Where did Jarasandha killed? Okay, I'll give you the choices now. Hastinapur, Kamyak won, in the battlefield of Kurukshetra or in Magad? Magad? आपका क्या कहना है? Magad? आपका भी मगध? विशाल प्रभु is saying मथुरा. अभी मगध चेंज कर दिया आंसर उन्होंने गूगल सर्च के बाद. Ujjwal ji is saying Magad, Parul ji is saying Magad. That is correct answer. Magad Desh in Bihar is the correct answer. And the last question for today is, to which place did the three princes Amba, Ambalika and Ambika belong to? Chaliye, without. She is saying Kashi. What is that? Very nice. Mataji is very intelligent. Kashi, Mathura, Gandhar and Hastinapur. Which place this Amba, Ambika, Ambalika belong to? Kashi? Who were Amba, Ambika, Ambalika? They were the daughters of the king of Kashi, and they were supposed to get married in a Swayamvar ceremony, but then Bhishma Pitama brought all of them to get married to Vichitravirya and Chitrangat. Okay, anyway. Yeah. Anyway, with that, we'll now begin the Aarti ceremony. So please stay back for the Aarti ceremony. Thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you Ajit Prabhu, Anita ji from New York. Thanks Anne for joining us. Thank you Kathy Ben. Thank you Lalit Prabhu. Thank you Neil Prabhu. Thank you Nolan. Thank you Parul ji. Thank you Ujjwal ji. Thank you Vishal Prabhu. Thank you William. And thank you so many others who are joining us for Sunday Satsang program. Hope to see you again every Sunday, and stay back for the Aarti ceremony. We will begin the Aarti shortly. I'm going to change the screen. So in case our internet connection gets disconnected, please stay back. I'll try to connect again. Sometimes while changing the screen, I get disconnected. So please stay back in case it gets disconnected. Please stay back for the Aarti. Hare Krishna. Namah
Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Srimati Bhakti Namine
Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine
Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashya Vishatarini
Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatharini
Shiva Jayo Jayo Gaurachandi Arati Ko Shobha
Shiva Jayo Jaya Gaurachande Arati Kashobha
Anavitasavan Jagaman Lobha
Janavitatavan Jagamanalobha
Dokhi Denistai Chan Kame Gadadhar
Ivadaki Aishan Ami Gadada
Nikate Advaita Sri Vakachakradhara
Nikate Advaita Shri Vasa Chatradhara
Koti Ake Gaurachan Ratna Simhasani
Hibabashi Gaurachan Ratna Simhasani
Arati Kore Namam Adidevagane
Arati Kare Adideva Gani
Tara Hari Adikori Shamaradulaya
Ivanara Adi Kori Kamaradulaya
Jayamu Nabhati Gosadigaya
Sanjaya Mukunda Goshadigaya
Shankha Baje Ghanta Baje Baje Karatala
Shiva Baji Ghanta Baji Baji Karatana
Madhura Mridanga Bhaji Paramarsala
Madhura Mridanga Bhaji Paramarasana
Shankha Baje Ghanta Baje Madhur 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 Baje
Sangha Baji Ghanta Baji Madhur 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 Baji
Shankha Baje Ghanta Baje Madhur Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur
Hari Bol,
Hari Bol,
Hari Bol,
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Shiva Bahu
धीमे
Koti Chandrashini Vadana Ujjala
कि बहू कोटि रजनी वदन उज्ज्वला
देखे बालमाला करे जलमाला
भलदेशे भलमाला करे जलमाला
शिवा सुख नारदा दिने गदगाद
शिव शिवा सुख नारदा दिने गदगाद
वक्ति विनोदति गौररसंपादा
भक्ति विनोदति गौररसंपादा
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे
हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Prahlad Naradayine.
Prahlad
Prahlad Naradayine. नृसिंहा ललिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गा केशवतीता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
तव कर कमल वरे नाथा अद्भुत सिंहार ललिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गा केशवतीता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
केशवतीता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
केशवतीता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव
जय नरसिंहदेव 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 जय नरसिंहदेव
जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज
जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज
जय गिरि गोवर्धन जय गिरि गोवर्धन गिरि गोवर्धन जय गिरि गोवर्धन
जय गिरि गोवर्धन जय गिरि गोवर्धन गिरि गोवर्धन जय गिरि गोवर्धन
जय राधा प्रतिवत्सल राधा प्रतिवत्सल राधे
जय राधा व्रजवत्सल राधा व्रजवत्सल राधे
जय सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान जय सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान
जय सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान जय सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान
जय गौरनिताय गौरान्विताय गौरान्विताय जय गौरान्विताय
जय गौरनिताय 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 जय गौरनिताय
जय प्रभुपद जय प्रभुपद प्रभुपद शिल प्रभुपद
जय प्रभुपद जय प्रभुपद प्रभुपद जय प्रभुपद
जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव
जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव
निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल
निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल नमामि विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिविजकाचार्य अष्टोदर श्रीमद् भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय नमामि विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिविजकाचार्य अष्टोदर श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिव श्री गौर भक्तवृंद की जय श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय अयोध्या धाम की जय मथुरा धाम की जय वृंदावन धाम की जय जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय समस्त भक्तवृंद की जय ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असम्बल्ड ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असम्बल्ड ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असम्बल्ड ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्री गुरु गौरांग निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे Thank you everybody for joining us today for the Sunday program. Hope everybody have a nice weekend and wish you all a very happy week. Stay safe, and we'll see you again next Sunday. Hare Krishna. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Anita ji. Thank you, Ajit ji. Thank you so much. We'll see you again. Thank you, Anne, for joining us. Thank you, William. Thank you, Lalit Prabhu. Thank you, Nolan. We'll see you again. Thank you, Neil Prabhu, Bajal Prabhu, and family. Hare Krishna to all of you. Hope to see you soon. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
नरसिम्हा आरती में वो आप जो नमस्ते नरसिम्हा